Good morning, students. So, yesterday we started with the second chapter, that is biological classification. Here in this chapter, we talked about what were the scientific attempts to make or to organize the organisms into groups, to arrange the organisms into groups. So, we talked about the Aristotle, the efforts or attempts which were made by Aristotle. Then we talked about Linnaeus, the two kingdom classification, Ernest Haeckel, the three kingdom classification, then the Copeland four kingdom system of classification, finally the R.H. Whitaker, who gave the five kingdom system of classification. In this five kingdom system of classification, the organisms are grouped in five kingdoms, that is Monera, Protista, Fungi, Animalia and Plantae. This is most accepted type of classification system for the organisms. We have started with this kingdom Monera. So we were talking about the general characteristics of the kingdom Monera. So we have talked about the prokaryotic cellular organization is seen there. It means the true nucleus is absent. Now what do we mean by the true nucleus? True nucleus means where only the genetic material is present and the nucleolus, nuclear membrane and the nucleoplasm are absent. It means the nucleus is absent. Nucleus is not distinct here. प्रेजेंस ही नहीं है, न्यूक्लियोलस ही नहीं है, न्यूक्लियर मेम्ब्रेन ही नहीं है, न्यूक्लियोप्लाज्म ही नहीं है. The genetic material here is double-stranded DNA, which is circular and coiled. Okay. Genetic material here is known as nucleoid, or it is called as incipient nucleus, or it is called as prochromosome, or it is called as genophore. Okay. So this we have studied yesterday. Now let us continue the further. The general characteristics. Now the membrane bound organelles, they are also absent here. Membrane bound organelles, we can give the example of chloroplast, mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus and the true vacuole. True vacuole are those vacuole which are covered, which are surrounded by a true membrane. True membrane, and the membrane of the vacuole is called as tonoplast. When do we call a membrane that it is a true membrane? Whenever it is made up of phospholipid bilayer and associated with the certain proteins. Only then we call it as true membrane. And such membrane bound organelles, they are absent here in the prokaryotes or the monerans. What is present here? Only non-membranous organelles, they are present, that is ribosomes. So ribosomes, either we are talking about eukaryotes or we are talking about prokaryotes. Ribosomes, they are non-membranous bound organelle, membrane bound organelle. But here in the case of prokaryotes, it is smaller type of ribosome, which is 70S ribosome. About the ribosome, we will study in the chapter Cell, the unit of life, in detail. Okay? So what is 70, what is S, it is Swedberg unit, we will talk about it in the later classes. Okay. Now cyclosis is absent. What is this cyclosis? Basically, it is a property of eukaryotes. What happens in the eukaryotes? Around the vacuole, cytoplasm is continuously moving. The cytoplasm is continuously moving around the vacuole. And this movement is called as cyclosis. Okay, what is cyclosis? The movement of the cytoplasm around the vacuole. Okay, bache. Now this movement of the cytoplasm is absent here because the true vacuole is not here. So the जो cytoplasm है यहाँ पर, it is not moving around the vacuoles, so cyclosis is absent, we can say. Then the plasma membrane or the cell membrane is the only membrane which is present here. Rest all the membrane bound organelles, they are absent. So we can say it is a single membrane system. Cell wall here is made up of peptidoglycan. Peptidoglycan is also called as murine. So cell wall किस चीज से बनी है? Component of cell wall is peptidoglycan. Or if you see, the cell wall of plants is made up of cellulose. Cell wall of fungi, it is made up of chitin. So peptidoglycan is the cell wall component of the monerans, and peptidoglycan is also called as murine. But there is one group of the Monera, that is Archaebacteria, where the cell wall is made up of pseudomurine, other than the murine, other than the peptidoglycan. Some other substances are associated with it. And one member here is Mycoplasma, where the cell wall is absent. Cell wall is not there. Okay. Now, the mode of nutrition. These bacteria, or we can say the monerans, they show both autotrophic as well as heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Now, what is the autotrophic mode of nutrition? Autotrophic mode of nutrition means the organisms, they are able to form their food by their own. But heterotrophic mode of nutrition means the organisms, they are dependent for their food on some other organisms. Out of the autotrophic and heterotrophic, most of the monerans, they are heterotrophic. It is more common type of nutrition. And heterotrophic mode of nutrition can be parasitic, saprophytic and symbiotic. Out of these three, saprophytic type of nutrition is more common. Now, the mode of reproduction. The type of reproduction which is present here in the monerans is only asexual type of reproduction, because there is no meiosis occurring here, and if meiosis is absent, gamete formation is absent, sexual reproduction is absent. They are cosmopolitan. What is this cosmopolitan? Cosmopolitan means they are present almost everywhere. Okay, so this is the meaning of cosmopolitan. And here we are having a line of NCERT. So structure of the bacteria is very simple. Structure of the bacteria is very simple, but the behavior is very complex due to diverse metabolic activities. Different type of metabolic activities, they are shown here. They are autotrophic, they are heterotrophic, parasitic, symbiotic, saprophytic. Different type of metabolic activities, they are shown by the bacteria, but their structure is very simple. Therefore, they are showing diverse metabolic activities. Okay, bache, understood? Now, let us talk about the shapes of bacteria. There was a scientist named Cohen. Cohen recognized four basic shapes, four basic forms of bacteria. Here is the diagram. Bacteria can be round, spherical, and they are called as cocci. They can be rod shaped, they are called as bacilli. They can be spiralar, they are called as spirilla, and they can be comma shaped, called as vibrio. Let us talk about them. First of all, coccus. The cocci, they are spherical in shape, they are smallest among all, and they are maximum resistant. They are non-flagellated, always. They don't have flagella. Okay. Example we can give here of Diplococcus pneumoniae. Diplococcus pneumoniae is an example for the cocci type of bacteria. Now, the bacillus. Bacillus, they are rod shape, and most of the bacteria, they are having bacillus shape. Example, E. coli, Escherichia coli, and Bacillus anthracis, anthrax cause करेगा. Next, spiral. They are elongated and twisted in shape. Elongated hai, then they are twisted also. Like a spring, you can say. Spiral. They always bear flagella. For example, Spirillum volitans and Treponema. Treponema pallidum is a bacteria, and it is responsible for disease, STDs, sexually transmitted diseases. Now, Vibrio. Vibrio, basically they are comma shaped, and Vibrio cholerae, causative agent of cholera. Now, let us talk about the structure of prokaryotic cell. So here is the structure of prokaryotic cell. Let us begin with this glycocalyx. This glycocalyx is basically a protective covering. It protects the bacteria from the loss of water. as well as from the loss of nutrient from the cell. So what is the function of glycocalyx? It is a protective covering. Then inner to it is the cell wall, which is made up of peptidoglycan. Then the innermost layer is called as cell membrane or the plasma membrane, and it is the only true membrane present which is made up of phospholipid bilayer. You can write as phospholipid bilayer as well as proteins. Okay bache? And the cell membrane, cell wall and glycocalyx combinedly, they are called as what? They are called as cell envelope. You can mention here, you can write here. So what these three structures combinedly known as, they are called as cell envelope. Now let us talk about some other structure like mesosome. These are the mesosome here. Mesosome, they are also called as chondroids. Later we will talk about them. And these are more common in the gram-positive bacteria. We will talk about gram-positive bacteria also. And function of mesosome later on. Let us see, here we are talking about the structures which are associated with the cell only. Okay, bache? Now there is presence of the ribosomes, and these are the protein factory. They are responsible for the formation of protein. Such ribosomes are there. There can be many ribosomes. I am showing only one here. Okay? Storage bodies, not only here, they can be present everywhere in the cell cytoplasm, but I am showing it for our understanding here only. Storage bodies, they are also called as storage granules. They are also called as inclusion bodies. Okay. Other than this, there is presence of the plasmid. What are plasmid? They are extra chromosomal DNA. Other than this part, this is the main DNA content here, which is called as nucleoid. So other than the main DNA, there is presence of some other extra chromosomal DNA, which is called as plasmid. Now the plasma membrane, it results in the formation of the enfolding of the plasma membrane is called as mesosome, while the plasma membrane, it is forming some structures. It is bulging out, which is called as fimbriae or pili. And in some of the bacteria, fimbriae and pili, flagella, they are not present everywhere. है ना? They may be present, fimbriae pili may be present in some of the bacteria, or some of the bacteria may have flagella also. Flagella is having the function of the locomotion. It performs the function of locomotion. Now let us talk about the glycocalyx first. As I have already told you, the glycocalyx is a protective covering which protects the bacteria from the loss of water as well as the loss of nutrient from the cell. Next, this glycocalyx can be a slimy layer. It can act as a slimy layer, or it can act as a capsule, hard layer. Okay? What is slimy layer? It is a loose, gelatinous and thin layer which is made up of polysaccharides. While if it is acting as a capsule, it is rigid and forms a thick layer, as in the case of the spores, endospores. We will talk about them later. And they are having polysaccharide amino acid like D-glutamic acid. Okay. What is D-glutamic acid? Glutamic acid basically is an amino acid, but what is D here? Capital D. D, we will study in the chemistry, or you might have studied in the chemistry in the class 9 and 10 also. Capital D means dextrorotatory. Okay? It is dextrorotatory. Now, the mesosome or the chondroids, they are the ingrowth of the plasma membrane. Mesosome are what? They are the ingrowth of the plasma membrane. They are of two types. In the diagram, if you see, I have made the mesosome in the center also and one at the side also. So they can be of two types, or they are of two types, central as well as lateral. Lateral means side, central means center. Central, they are attached to the primitive nucleoid. Primitive nucleus के साथ में वो attached हैं, और उनका काम क्या है? They helps in the DNA replication as well as cell division. While which are present at the side, they contain the respiratory enzyme and they are responsible for the respiration. ETS is electron transport system, where the final result, that is ATP, is formed during the process of respiration, where the stepwise oxidation of food occurs. Okay, bache. Now let us talk about the Fimbriae and Pili. What is the difference, main difference between Fimbriae and Pili? Fimbriae, they are small sized while Pili are longer. They are thin and these are thicker. They are more in number in a cell. They can be 300 to 400 in a cell, while they can be, because they are longer, they are thicker, they are 1 to 5 in a cell. Both of these structures, they are responsible for the attachment. They helps in the attachment. And they are made up of a protein which is called as pillin protein. Both of these structures, they are made up of same protein which is called as the pillin protein. Now, ribosomes, there are 70 S type of ribosome present, the small ribosome present here, and these are non-membranous organelle and they are called as the protein factories. Next, we talked about the storage bodies or the storage granules. Storage bodies can have organic and inorganic compounds. Around it, membrane is present. Around the storage bodies, the membrane is present, but the membrane is not a true membrane. It is not made up of the phospholipid bilayer and the proteins. These storage granules, they are also known as cytoplasmic inclusions, and they contain the reserved food in the form of carbohydrate, that is glycogen. And volutin granules, these granules, they can be of further types, like volutin granules, they possess phosphates. Now, we talked about plasmid. The plasmid term was given by Lederberg and Hayes, and it was discovered by the scientist Tatum. These are what? These are extra chromosomal DNA, genetic element with double-stranded DNA, which is coiled and circular. है तो जेनेट न्यूक्लियोइड की तरह ही है, but it is other than the nucleoid. Okay, बच्चे. The size of plasmid is small. It means the number of genes associated are also less. Okay, that's why also called as mini chromosome. ठीक है? It is autonomous. It shows autonomous replication. Autonomous का मतलब खुद से. It is not dependent upon the main DNA for its replication. It can replicate by itself. It is autonomous structure. It can replicate by itself. And plasmid in the bacterial cell can survive in the two states. It can survive as a free state, or it can sometimes integrate with the main DNA. And if it is integrated with the main DNA, at that time it is called as episome. Okay, bacha? Now, for